Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. We have a new IBF super featherweight champ, and his name is Eduardo Sugar Nunes. He picked up the vacant belt, vacated by Anthony Cacace, who chose to fight Leigh Wood for a big purse. Gave up the IBF title. Nunes picked it up against Masanori Rikishi. Rikishi, I think his name is Rikishi. And this was a good fight, but it was sort of one of those fights where there was a lot going on, but one guy was winning most of the rounds. And Nunes, I think I had it 117, 111, and then I thought that's a bit unkind on Rikishi, but to be honest with you, not really. I think one of the other judges had it 116, 112. One had it a bit too close, 115, 113. I thought Nunes was winning most of these rounds. He was just outworking Rikishi because Rikishi was, he's a Japanese fighter, as you might guess from the name. Southpaw, another one of these tall, rangy, tall for the weight. He's 5'10" for super featherweight. Tall, thin, lean-looking guy. He was skirting around the ring, on the move, constantly trying to counter punch, but Nunes just wouldn't leave him alone. This was sauce all over spaghetti. And at the end of it, Rikishi looked absolutely shattered as he sat on his stool, whereas Nunes was strutting around the ring like he could do another 10 rounds. But at the same time, that doesn't tell the whole story about the fight, because Rikishi, did go the distance against a guy who is a renowned knockout puncher. Eduardo Nunes, he's got 28 wins now, and guess what? Rikishi is the only person to go the distance. That's quite a feat in itself, I suppose. Nunes, 27 KOs and 28 wins, one defeat. And the defeat was very early on in his career. It was a 6-round points thing about 7 years ago. Since then, he's been banging everyone out, usually early. But he has got some sort of late stoppages. I looked at his record before I did this video, and he's got a couple of stoppages in the 10th. One of them was against a guy who had pretty like a 12-1-2 record, I think it was. So he's got 9th round knockouts, 10th round knockouts. He can retain his power late, and it's not surprising because his engine is just so good. His engine's amazing. He does not leave you alone. Absolutely not. His last fight, it was a 6-round retirement win against Miguel Mariega. He beat what was left of Oscar Skandon. I think Skandon was way past his best. All his fights, I think, previously, maybe the Mariega fight, I think, was in the US, but almost all of his other fights, if not all of them, have been in Mexico, Nunes. But he's got that reputation as being a big banger, hard hitter, and if he don't get you with one punch, he'll grind you down and stop you late because of this engine he's got. And to be honest with you, Rikishi, Masanori Rikishi, not one of Japan's better known fighters, but still a capable guy. Like I say, tall guy, 5'10", southpaw, 30 years of age, came in with a 16-1 record. He'd been stopped, I think it was his 3rd fight early on, 2nd round of an 8-rounder or something like that, against the guy with a winning record. So in Japan, they don't give him any sort of gimmies, not really. I think Rikishi had one fight outside of Japan, so we're talking about 2 guys here they like the home cooking. They almost both of all of their careers, their respective careers, have been, very much on home turf. But credit to Nunes, he went over to Japan. I think Rikishi had fought once in it might have even been Mexico. I think he stopped Michael Magnesi late, in 12th round. But he didn't quite have enough against Nunes. He himself had a good engine because, Christ, he was soaking up some punishment and really moving a lot. He had to move a lot just to stop getting steamrolled. And at the end of the fight, he looked at his back and it was sort of red marks all over it. But as the taller man, he was going to try and box, counter punch, slip and slide. Nunes just didn't leave him alone. Nunes, orthodox fighter, moved on him from the word go. Second round, I thought Rikishi looks like he might be finding a bit of rhythm here, but Nunes wasn't having any of it. Nunes was like, bollocks to that. I'm coming at you. He's about 4 inches shorter. He just kept Rikishi moving. And Nunes, I don't know what the punch stats were, but Nunes moving his hands, there wasn't a 5-second period where he didn't throw a punch. Really impressive stuff, really impressive. The moment he would get into range, he would be letting his hands go in clusters, not in singles. Rikishi did land a few individual counters that were very powerful and that actually a couple of times kind of shook Nunes. I wouldn't say they buzzed him greatly, but they did kind of shake him. And that makes me think, maybe, just maybe, when you compare Nunes to the other champions, I'm thinking, okay, who have we got? We got Lamont Roach Jr., all right. We've got, what is he, WBC? I lose track of these guys. No, WBC is O'Shaquie Foster, isn't it? Who else we got? WBO is Navarrete, isn't he? Yeah, he fought recently. And I'm trying to remember. WBA. Is that Lamont Roach Jr., WBA? Yeah, I think so. So if you compare Nunes to these fellow champions, you're sort of thinking, well, okay, yeah, I can see a way in which someone like O'Shaquie Foster can. I mean, I was about to say he lets his hands go a lot, doesn't he, Foster? But Jesus, that would be a hell of a fight. Foster is taller than Nunes, and even though he's very, very busy, he's got that tall, lean, reed-like physique. We know he can fight like hell because he's proved it in the past. But can he hang with Nunes in a 12-round barn burner? Yeah, maybe. But I think the way to beat Nunes is you're going to have to hurt him. His engine's too good. His output's too much. You're going to have to hurt the guy. And O'Shaquie can hit pretty hard. Lamont Roach Jr., I would probably pick Nunes to beat him. I don't know, though. I mean, there were some great super featherweight, little unifications to be had here. If you were to put a gun to my head and say, who do you think is going to be the last man standing? I wouldn't really have a clue, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, Navarrete, for example, he's probably the guy. If you give me a 10, I'd probably put it on Navarrete to be the last man standing, because he is so unorthodox. He fights he's got such a weird style. But do I say that with any confidence? Not really. And Navarrete versus Nunes would be good. Navarrete, very odd fighter, but hits hard. Is he past his best though? Is he coming to the end? I don't know. But anyway, I'm digressing here. I mean, Nunes is definitely in the mix now, and he should be looking for unifications. He should be looking for big paydays. They're all going to look for big paydays. I mean, Navarrete versus Nunes, all Mexican affair. Yeah, big money. Maybe then if you put Lamont Roach Jr. and Foster together, you could have a couple of semi-finals and then all the marbles. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad little tournament, that. As for Rikishi, can he come again? Well, he's 30. He showed a lot of guts, a lot of stamina, a lot of ability to absorb punishment. He was exhausted by the end of it. This is a type of fight that takes it out of you. So, miles on the clock and all that. But yeah, he might be able to come again. But as we know, Japanese boxing is just absolutely on fire. And, this is the nation that you should really be looking at if you love boxing, because those lower weight classes, the Japanese just completely dominate everything. And who's to say Rikishi couldn't have a shot at one of the other champs? I'd pay to watch not pay, but I'd definitely watch Rikishi versus O'Shaquie Foster, Navarrete, Lamont Roach. I mean, I'd pay to watch him. Yeah, I think he's earned a second bite of the cherry, put it that way. Yeah. But I don't know. Did you see this fight? It was over in Japan. It was on DAZN, early hours of today. Well, not the early hours, but was it about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock when I was at work? Go and have a look at it. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me what you think of Nunes. I can see flaws. I can see how he might be outboxed, but you've got to hurt him. You've got to put him off. You know, tilt those scales in your favour by stinging him, hurting him, taking away some legs so that he's not quite so all over you for every second of every round, so that he's not letting all those punches go all at once. He's such a busy, durable guy. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, and comments below. Of course, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Takes a second, costs you nothing. Always appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We shall speak again soon. Bye for now.